What is up, everybody? How's it going? So, the RPM Act, or the EPA rules, however you want to say it, we're going to talk about it. And you're going to listen, and you're going to love me, and very much. How are you doing? So, if you haven't heard, the EPA has implemented, or is trying to implement the fact to say that street vehicles, cars, trucks, and motorcycles, so this involves this channel for that reason, can't be turned into a race car. Saying that any car that was stamped as a street use car, truck, or motorcycle can't have its emission systems changed, or they still have to remain emissions compliant even if it turns into a race car. Which obviously that doesn't affect 95% of the people in the world, because most people buy a car, it stays standard. They don't put an exhaust or a bigger turbo or take the cats out or anything like that. It's a car, drives A to B. But if you don't know, the aftermarket car sales, or whatever you want to call it, is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. And that involves a lot of US companies. That involves a lot of US employees. So this actually does affect a lot of people, even if you're not into cars, motorcycles, modifying, whatever you want to call it. Because if that goes through, that means that companies who create or build, sell, whatever, tuners, turbos, exhausts, all that kind of stuff, superchargers, all that stuff, either, one, it's going to be illegal to sell, which means, obviously that means no companies can make them, no companies can sell them. That means no one can have a job doing it. Bam, there's a lot of people, jobs lost. Two, it becomes overpriced. Either the small companies that were selling them get pushed out of the market because the price of them, or I don't even want to say it, the way the rules have to be enforced, they don't have the money to do it. So there goes your small companies, which means the big ones that have the money to play with the loopholes and run through all the red tape, you're just going to get a huge monopoly out of it, which means anything that is still legal is going to be massively expensive because there's so few people doing it, and they're the only way you can get it, that, well, they can charge whatever they want. So SEMA, I think it's just the Specialty Equipment Market Association, SEMA, serving the motor vehicle aftermarket. I'm going to put a link to the website I'm looking at right now. It has the Recognizing the Protection of Motorsports Act, RPM Act, which is actually, whoever put that at, like, RPM, get it? Revolution Permission, that's actually really smart. Has a thing, it's an act. It's an act of Congress saying that that basically the EPA is overreaching. I'm going to leave a link to the description down below if you want to actually read it for yourself. I'm not going to read through the whole thing that I'm looking for, but it's, click here to tell your elected officials to support the RPM Act. If you in any way like the U.S. economy, modifying your car, your motorcycle, racing, parts, or just any freedom in general, you should go to the link down in the description. It's going to be the first one. It's going to be SEMA.org, and SEMA.org/EPA/news. It's going to be in the description below. Go click on the link. Tell wherever state you're from, or whatever country you're from. Maybe, I don't know, if it probably can't affect you. I mean, it will affect you. You can't click on this and tell your elected official in Nevada if you're from New Zealand, but it will affect you, because anything that's built in the U.S. or sold from the U.S., now if it's sold worldwide, well, it affects you. So I'm sorry for this. The rest of the world, it's pretty sad, but it is. If you don't think, oh, I don't race, this doesn't affect me, it does. If you want to put a new exhaust on your motorcycle or your car, or do anything to it, this does affect you. And like I said, it's a massive, massive market. Billions of dollars into the economy from people, and from people buying this stuff, from companies marketing it, advertising, jobs. It's everything under the sun. So I'm gonna leave a description down below again to the SEMA page. I hope you go click it and you can read for yourself. Even if you're not super into cars, I think you should go read this just to educate yourself on what's going on, because it does affect you. Again, like I said, massive, massive economy problems here. So go to the description down below. Read the webpage link, whatever you want to call it. As you're scrolling by, click the like button, subscribe, hit that little bell, and the rest of my socials will be below the link to the website. So I shall see y'all later. Peace.